AppSumo's Black Friday sale is officially here, at least in part. Just like last year, they are going to be releasing their deals in a series of drops all throughout this week. Drop number 1 has already landed. There are 4 deals. The theme is Visual and Video Studio. We've got PhotoGPT, Gumlet Video, Reap, as well as Subscriber. I have already done full reviews of 3 of these 4 tools, and I've got a full-length review coming out for the 4th one, Reap, in just a few hours from the publishing of this video. But that's not going to stop me from going through each one of these tools one more time with you in a more abbreviated fashion to help you understand what each one of them does. Of course, I've got my link down below for AppSumo. If you click that before making a purchase, it helps support my content. This video is not sponsored, so I do depend on your clicks to continue to make these daily drop videos. A ton of effort goes into making sure that I get all of the accurate details and make these as helpful as possible so you can make your way through all of the deals. There are going to be a lot of them coming. Let's start off by talking about PhotoGPT. This is a tool that lets you upload a series of photos of someone to create your own model of them, and then you can position them and put them into different scenarios. I'm going to show you exactly what this looks like here. Now, I actually think this was underappreciated the first time it was on AppSumo. Back then, we didn't even have Google's Nano Banana yet. Forget about that. I still think it's a great tool, even if you have access to Nano Banana. So let me show you the process here. Why I think it's so powerful is that you've got this create model section where you essentially just dump in a ton of photos that it then trains the AI on a model dedicated to you. It's not just taking a single photo. That means you can get a lot more realistic positions. You can get different angles of someone's face because you can upload a lot of different angles of their face so they can generate images in very different positions than you might be able to do with something like ChatGPT or Nano Banana. Like, for example, here is an AI photo that I generated of myself, where if you showed that to me, I'd be like, I don't remember taking that picture. I think it is extremely accurate. So let me show you how it works here. Basically, you just choose your model. You create that in the first step. I've got my Dave model here, and then I can choose a preset if I'd like. So let's make a glamour photo right now. Then we can set our resolution. I'm gonna go ahead and choose a 16:9 photo, and we can do up to 4 images in one prompt. The number of steps that we choose, this will reflect how detailed the photo is. So a higher number of steps is gonna take longer to process, but it's gonna be more detailed. If you forget this, you can click on the little question mark over here, and it's gonna go through and explain to you that a lower number of steps will be quick sketches or an impressionist style. And as you get higher up, it's gonna be more intricate tapestry where every thread counts for the overall image, like a hyper-realistic portrait. So I'm gonna leave it right around 70 for this prompting. And I can also include a reference image if I'd like. I'm not gonna do that right now, but know that's an option. Basically what the reference image is going to do is give the style of photo as a reference for what you want your generation to look like. You can also set your seed. What that means is -1 is going to be a brand new image generation. A positive number is going to repeat a favorite recipe to create something familiar. So we're gonna go ahead and make a brand new image here. I'm gonna check this box, which was not there the first time I used the tool, to enhance the face. For my prompt, I've entered in a man posing for GQ after winning a lifetime award for best YouTube software tutorials. I'm going to enhance this with AI to make it more detailed. It'll take that basic structure and just give it a lot more information. This feature I don't believe was there the first time I tried it either. Now, I can go ahead and hit generate, but if I would like, I can also upload a reference image. Remember, we talked about the reference image style over here. So if I wanted to add a reference image, I would do that right here. All right, I'm not gonna do that. Let's go ahead and generate this image. It is going to take a little while. It says 20 to 30 seconds at the top, but because I clicked on enhance face, that's gonna add about another 20 seconds to the process. So maybe a minute later, I should get my 4 images back. While we're doing this, I'm gonna show you some of the other features. Notice it says edit image over here, as well as text in image. So if I click on any one of these, there is an edit image option. So I can click right here and it's taken me into the image editor. You don't have to start with an image that you created inside of PhotoGPT. If you go here directly, you can upload your own image. But for now, I'm gonna work with something they've already created. The idea here is that I can either retouch, combine multiple images, adjust the image, or apply a filter. So for example, if I wanted to make this image have a synthwave look, I simply click on synthwave and then apply the filter. I can create my own filter if I like, just describe it here, but they've got some presets or suggestions for you. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. It's only gonna take a second. It takes 10 credits to generate this image, and we should have a nice synthwave laptop look here in a moment. All right, there you go. I think that looks pretty cool myself. Now, I can see what the original one looks like by clicking on the compare button. If I click and hold, I can make a quick comparison. Some of the filters are much more subtle than others. So you can see that one was pretty dramatic. Let's undo that, and we'll go over to the adjustments over here. These are gonna be generally a lot more subtle. So the background here is already kind of blurred, so I won't do that. Let's change it to be cinematic lighting. Let's see what that looks like. All right, there we go. Definitely a more subtle look, but still noticeable enough. If I click between the two looks, definitely I kind of prefer the cinematic look. Everything in the background just looks a little bit warmer. So we've seen the filters, we've seen the adjustments. We can also combine images or retouch them. I will say that the retouching has been less than perfect for me. Like basically the idea here is that you can click on an item in the picture, ask it to remove the item, remove the plant, and then I click a button and it's supposed to remove it. It doesn't usually get it from me, like comparing it to something like Canva's AI, which is very, very reliable, very good, impressive stuff. This one, it just often doesn't seem to do much of anything, honestly. So there it got the plants removed. This is kind of a funny example. I clicked on this little tiny plant. If we compare it, it actually did remove the plants, but not the correct ones. So you know, it's not nothing, but it wasn't super accurate to where I clicked. For these types of edits where you're changing the contents of the picture, you might have better luck moving the image over to Nano Banana, where I think it actually excels at that type of generation. It just doesn't do facial generation from a single picture quite as well. Like if you want a different angle, you're gonna have a harder time getting that with Nano Banana in my experience. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because we do have to get to 3 other tools, but the results of my generation are back. Here is that time I did a photo shoot for GQ. So we've got a few different photos here. They all look pretty good with the exception of the last one, which I don't know who this dude is, but it's not me. 3 out of 4 ain't bad. No problem, just hit the trash can on that guy. Next up is Gumlet Video. This tool was actually part of AppSumo's Black Friday sale last year. I included it in one of my roundup videos, but we'll take a look and see what has changed on the platform in the last year. If you're not familiar with Gumlet, it is a video hosting service similar to something like Vimeo or Wistia. In fact, if you're using one of those tools, they even have a handy dandy importer where you can go ahead and connect up your account and bring in all of your videos from services like Vimeo, Amazon S3, Wistia. Man, the Wistia thing could save you a ton of money. If you grab the lifetime deal for Gumlet and then just connect up your Wistia account, you're probably paying like $300-400 a month for Wistia because that's like their cheapest plan. So there you go. You'll make your money back very quickly. I'm gonna go ahead and upload a video while we're talking about the tool here. You can see the upload happening in real time. This is about a 3 GB file or so, give or take. It's uploading very quickly. I'm fortunate to have fast internet here, but there's no bandwidth cap or anything on the upload to Gumlet. It's flying almost all the way done in just what I've been talking like 15 seconds here. And just to show you, this is 2.84 gigabytes and it's already uploaded. Of course, after a video completes its upload to a video hosting service, it's not immediately available. YouTube even does this. There's a processing phase where it's getting the video ready to be streamed to all sorts of different devices. Gumlet is no different here. It's gonna need to process the video. It's currently processing right here, and it says it might just take a few seconds to process. That's pretty good. Very much like YouTube, you give your video a title, a description, a privacy level here. You can password protect it. You can make it public. You can make it private only. Whatever you choose for your video, you're free to do that. There's a tagging system as well as playlists for each video. While my video is processing, let me show you some of the player settings over here in the left-hand sidebar. First of all, we've got some general settings. This is gonna be things like to autoplay videos, loop videos. You can see the options here, just kind of the standard stuff with video hosts. But if I scroll down to the bottom, I've got some of my branding options where I can add in my own logo. I can change the player color. Let's say I wanted to go with a green color. It updates in real time there. Let's add in a logo. Now, unfortunately, you have to actually link to your logo. There's no way to upload one and have them host it, but it's not such a big deal. If you've got a website, you probably have a logo online. All right, I've added in my logo from my website here. It's in the top right corner. I can move this around anywhere I like. And then I can also have it linked to a particular page or URL. So I just have it going to the root domain here, daveswift.com. You don't have to have a URL here, by the way. It can just be like a watermark on your video. But if you want to link out, you certainly can. There's also an option to resize the logo here. This will only happen on smaller size players. So if I change this number, nothing's really going to happen right now, but the option's there if you embed it on a smaller player. Nice little anti-piracy option they've got here is a dynamic watermark. This is not your logo, not like what I was just talking about, but you can actually have it display a watermark that changes as the video plays to discourage people from sharing screen recordings. This will be great for course creators, anyone who has some intellectual property they're worried about being pirated. Well, you can at least make it inconvenient for people to do so. So they said this video was going to take a few seconds to process. It's a pretty long video. Obviously, this is not an accurate message. It's been processing now for several minutes, not quite ready. It's about a 20-minute video, 18 minutes and 40 seconds. So definitely going to wait for this one to finish and let you know about the approximate rendering time. I was just mentioning security, like that watermark. Well, there's actually a security tab over here with even more options. So we can whitelist refers, meaning that we can add just our own website and then no one else would be allowed to display our videos. There's video privacy settings. This is going to be like the default level when you upload a new video. I've got mine set to unlisted, but you can choose any of the options here. And then the other two security settings are for blocked countries to forbid certain countries from watching your content. And lastly, we have signed URLs. This is going to be good in the use case of like a membership site. What it says here is it will prevent unauthorized access to videos by generating time-limited URLs that can only be accessed by authorized users. So you'll have to set this up. It'll probably take a little bit of development, but this will allow you to protect your videos so that only people, while they're signed into your site, can see the videos. Now, each one of your videos can live inside of a channel. So I've got 3 channels here. I've got Profitable Tools, That LTD Life, and then a demo channel. And so you can see as I'm scrolling through here, I can have different settings for each one of my channels. The security settings that I just showed you, that's on a per channel basis as well. So you can choose the channel you want to edit, and then maybe you want all of your That LTD Life videos to just go public when you upload them. You can do that. One feature that is new since the last time I looked at Gumlet video last year is the ability to do live streams. So I can create a live stream right here, give it a name. I'm going to call it test. Only go up to 1080p for live streams, which is kind of standard. Higher resolution live streams take a ton of bandwidth. I'm going to stick with just 720p as the max here. We will do a landscaped orientation, and let's see if I can just start a live stream right now and see what it looks like. So I will set the start time to be about a minute from now. The interface to choose the time is a little bit annoying, at least on my browser. It keeps closing, but there we go. I have created the live stream, and now I should be able to choose start live stream. And you can see I've got like a URL here to stream to. I think I would probably have to use another tool to do the broadcasting, but back on that previous screen, let me just step back here. There we go. Now that the stream has started, it shows me the URL again. So I could use something like Ecamm Live to actually stream up to this RTMP URL. I would just enter that into my streaming tool. You could also use something like OBS, and basically you would be streaming directly to whoever you wanted to. You could embed it right onto your website. Yeah, this is a really great feature. Wrapping this up real quick so we can move on to the next tool. There is an analytics section so you can see how your videos are doing, how many people are actually watching them, how far into the videos they're getting, what time of day they're watching them. Pretty decent analytics here. You can sort this on a channel by channel basis as well. Okay, there is a lot to get to in each one of these tools. I'm gonna have to wrap things up here with Gumlet, but I do wanna show you that the video has completed processing. It took roughly like 12, 13 minutes, which is pretty typical for a YouTube video that I might upload as well. So I was happy to see the upload speed go really quickly. The processing speed was about on par with what I'd expect. And from here, I can go ahead and basically change all of the settings you might expect to change. We can upload a custom thumbnail. You can add a form. So there's actually marketing features built in here as well. There's CTAs, so you can have someone, enter their information in order to view the video. And then when you're ready for people to watch your video, just click on the embed and share option up here. You can either embed the video on a website, grab the URL to share it directly, or even just send an email so that people can watch your video through a email message. I mean, to be clear, it's just going to connect up to your email and then include the link to the video. There's nothing magical here. They're not going to watch the video inside of the email, but it's a nice little touch here. And yes, it wouldn't be a video viewing experience unless there were comments, and you'll be happy to know that comments are available. Moving on to our third tool, this is Reap. I have a full-length video for Reap coming out in just a few hours as of the publishing of this video, so chances are it might already be out. I will link to my Black Friday playlist in the description of this video. I'm going to be adding to that throughout this week as more deals drop. I'll have a few more dedicated reviews coming out as well. So Reap, what this tool does is it allows you to repurpose your long-form content into shorts. Those deadly things that people just can't stop scrolling, well, you too can be part of the problem with society. So what you do is you actually just go over to Reap, give it the URLs of your existing content, and it's going to go ahead and generate the clips for you. I'll give you an example. I'll paste in a YouTube link here. I could also just drop in my video if I like, and then I choose Get Clips. It's not going to start getting the clips quite yet. What it's actually going to do is ask you a series of questions about what type of clips you would like to have generated. Is this going to be a talking video? Is it a presentation? Or is it a gaming video? Then you can go ahead and have it translated from another language into English. There is dubbing functionality, by the way. So if you want to have your language spoken, you're in English and you want it to be in Spanish, it can do that for you, but not in this part of the tool. That's a separate tool. I demonstrate that in my full-length review, so go check that for sure. Set your resolution here. Depending on the plan you buy from AppSumo, you can go all the way up to 4K. There are several, I would say almost too many caption presets. There's an exhaustive number here. You can see all of the presets, and you can even create your own by choosing your own font, your own colors, and then save that as a preset so it's always available for you right over here. You get to choose the processing window for where you want the clips to be taken from. So if you've got a long intro, or maybe there's some ads at the beginning of your podcast, you can simply zone in on the part where your guest was speaking to get the best results. Choose the length of your clip right here, and then set the topics that you're looking for. Like maybe you interviewed someone and they talked about a certain chapter of their book. You want to make sure that a clip is generated from that, or there was a story they said that was very compelling. Just mention that in the clip topics down here. It will find the clip and create it for you. The editor itself is super thorough. We can edit the text by just simply clicking and then deleting specific words. So if there's something that you wanted to remove from the video, just delete the part from the transcript, and then that is no longer included. Vice versa, if you want to add something that's not in there, like let's say you wanted one more sentence at the end of this clip, you can go ahead and add a segment. Just choose the words that you want added. I'll just do 2 lines here, add the segment, and they are added to my video. There's undo and redo, so if you make a mistake, you can always go backwards. When you have a video selected down here on the timeline, you can click and drag to move things around. Like here I am in the lower left-hand corner of video talking about something that's over here on the screen. Now, this is a little bit tight for a 9:16 video, so maybe I want to make it fill the screen. That way I can see everything, and I've got my captions down below. Now remember, we can click over here to go to captions and choose any of the available presets, or even access our own presets, of which I have none currently. Add in some B-roll, either uploading your own assets or use their built-in stock media. There's always time for tacos. Let's drop these into the editor. I can move it wherever I want it to go. Again, resizing because it is currently selected. Make it bigger, make it smaller. It responds really, really snappily. It's very impressive for a web app. When you're all done, just hit save and export it, and you'll get your final video. It does take a little bit of time to process the videos, but overall, I found the tool to be extremely snappy. So that was clip generation, the first tool up here. You can also take an existing video and add captions to it, or just use the editor component for a video you've already created and you wanted to go ahead and use the text editing feature to edit your video. You could do that right there. There's also auto reframe that'll resize your video. Let's say you shot it in 16:9 and you want to make it vertical. You can dump it into the auto reframe and it's going to automatically adapt it, keeping your focal point in the center of the screen. And then we've got the AI dubbing. Like I mentioned before, you can take a video in any of these languages, which I believe are all of the languages to ever exist, and then translate translate them into any other. The only downside to this is there is no voice cloning as far as I can tell. It's not trying to mimic the sound of the speaker per se. It's just going to take the voice and then change it over to another language with no real options, but certainly better than not having it in the language you need. So if you need to translate something, this is a solid option. So that's Reap. Again, check out my full-length review of this one if you want to go into more detail about how each feature works. Next up is Subscriber. Now I am told that this is one of the most popular LTDs to ever be on AppSumo. What it does is help you write scripts for your YouTube channel. It also gives you all sorts of analytics and data and insights about your channel and your potential competitors. The process to get started is very easy. Just connect up your channel. It will grab all of your analytics and do a complete audit of your channel. It'll learn your channel's voice, the types of videos that you make, and the way that you speak so that when it creates scripts, it will actually sound like your voice. Now, the tool has changed considerably since I made my full-length review. There is now an entirely new way to generate scripts. And honestly, that was the part I had disliked about the tool the most in my original video. There's a bunch of other mini tools here. You can see them on the screen. Video breakdowns to analyze successful YouTube videos, hook generators, title generators, thumbnail grabber to download thumbnails. That's not really a big feature in my opinion. There's lots of websites that'll do that for free. We've got a description generator, keyword research, tag generator, and transcript generator to actually pull down your transcript off of YouTube. But where you'll spend most of your time, I believe, is with the script bot, an AI that knows everything about your YouTube channel and can even write your scripts for you. I'm gonna go ahead and try it out here. I'm gonna write a script. I've said, help me create a script about Mac productivity apps, and then I went in to describe exactly what I want the video to be about. I'll go ahead and hit return here, and it's gonna start generating the script for me. Now, rather than just writing the script like ChatGPT might do, instead it's actually going to guide me through the process of creating the script by asking me some questions like what single pain point do I want to solve? For each app, what specific Apple default app am I replacing? There's a lot of thoughtful questions that are gonna get me thinking about how I wanna proceed with this video. Not only that, there are a ton of different templates here for the style of video that I want to make, and I can also set the length of the video. So if I want it to be about 20 minutes, it's gonna cost me 6 credits. I can choose the model that is creating the video, anything from Claude 4.5 to GPT 5.1. No Gemini 3.0 yet, hopefully that comes soon. For context for future viewers, that is not currently available yet, but the internet is buzzing because some people have seen it. At any point, you can just click right up here to start a new chat with an AI who knows everything about your channel. You can ask about previous performance, you can ask about competitors, what you should do next, plan strategy. This is a really great assistant. You can even just add the @username to analyze an existing channel. Subscriber is a tool that has improved a lot since its initial launch on AppSumo. So that's it for drop one. If you have any questions about these deals, hit me up down below in the comments. Hit the like button if you like this video. Get subscribed for more Black Friday content. Make sure you use my AppSumo link before making a purchase. My name is Dave. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review in about 3 hours from now.